In April of 2024, Jill Duggar Dillard and her husband Derek shared news that left many longtime viewers of the Duggar family shows completely stunned. What began as a private pregnancy quietly expected to bring their first daughter into the world instead ended in heartbreak. The couple announced the stillbirth of their baby girl, Isla Marie Dillard, after Jill was 4 months along and due in August. That announcement, and the way the family has continued to honor their daughter in the years since, has resonated far beyond the usual reality TV circles. If you have followed Jill's journey from the early days of 19 kids and counting through her more independent life with Derek and their 3 sons, this is a story you will want to hear in full. Stay with me as we walk through the verified details, the family's quiet strength, and the thoughtful ways they have chosen to remember Isla. The Duggar family first became household names through the TLC series that followed Jim, Bob and Michelle and their large brood of 19 children. Viewers watched the older kids grow up on camera, navigate courtship under the family's strict values, and eventually start families of their own. Jill, the 4th child and second daughter, married Derek Dillard in 2014 after a courtship that began when he visited the family home while caroling with his church group. The couple welcomed 3 sons, Israel, Samuel, and Frederick, while largely stepping away from the spotlight that once defined so much of the family's public life. By the time they learned they were expecting again in early 2024, Jill and Derek had already experienced one early pregnancy loss in 2021, a miscarriage they named River Bliss. That earlier loss had taught them how quickly joy can turn to sorrow, yet they still looked forward to meeting the child they would later name Isla. The pregnancy itself stayed private until the couple decided the public needed to know what had happened. On April 13, 2024, Jill and Derek posted a joint statement on Instagram that many fans still remember clearly. "It is with heavy hearts that we announce the stillbirth of our beautiful baby girl, Isla Marie Dillard," they wrote. Jill was 4 months pregnant, due in August, when we found out that our baby died in utero. From the moment we found out we were pregnant, we couldn't wait to meet our baby. Isla was much loved from the start, and her 3 big brothers were so excited to introduce her to their world. We appreciate your prayers as we continue to grieve and heal from the loss of our little Isla Marie. The post included a simple photo of the couple looking down at a pink crochet blanket and a small knitted toy. Those few sentences carried the weight of months of anticipation that ended without the chance to hold their daughter alive. Later medical testing suggested the most likely cause was a subchorionic hematoma or hemorrhage that went undetected until after the loss. The couple has said nothing likely would have changed the outcome. 6 days after the announcement, on April 19, they laid Isla to rest. In a follow-up post, they shared photos from the memorial service and wrote that they would love her forever and hold her in their hearts until they could hold her in heaven. The headstone they later placed reads Isla Marie Dillard, March 19, 2024. Born into the hands of Jesus. Loved and missed by her papa and mama and 3 big brothers. Isla's name itself carries family meaning. Isla, pronounced Isla, means devoted to God, while Marie is a family name that means wished-for child and beloved. In the months and years that followed, Jill and Derek have continued to mark the milestones that never came. On what would have been Isla's first birthday in August 2025, Jill posted that they should have been celebrating with a smash cake and all the usual first-year moments. Instead, the family visited the cemetery. In early 2026, Jill shared a quiet photo of herself sitting beside the grave and reflected that life is a constant mix of joy and sorrow, roses and thorns. She wrote that anyone who has known loss understands how the waves of grief can return strongest in the quiet moments, and that she is grateful to have a place to go to remember their daughter. Around the same time, Jill and Derek appeared on her sister Jinga's podcast and spoke openly about why they chose to plan a funeral. Jill explained that they really wanted the service, that the stage of pregnancy does not determine how significant a baby's life is, and that finding a way to remember that life mattered deeply to them. Derek has also spoken about the practical and emotional strain of the period, noting how difficult it was to step away from work responsibilities while processing the loss. Throughout these updates, the couple has remained consistent. They do not claim to have all the answers, they do not minimize the pain, and they continue to ask for prayer while moving forward with their 3 living sons. Public response to the news was largely one of shared sorrow and support. Thousands of comments poured in under the original Instagram post and the later memorial photos. Fellow parents who had experienced stillbirth or miscarriage wrote that the grief never fully disappears but becomes more bearable with time. Sisters Duggar and others offered public words of love and ongoing prayer. Media coverage from outlets that have long followed the family treated the announcement with the restraint the subject deserves, focusing on the couple's own words rather than speculation. Of course, not every online reaction stayed measured. Some corners of social media used the moment to revisit older family controversies. Yet the dominant tone among people who have actually walked through similar losses was one of empathy and recognition that pregnancy loss remains far more common than many realize, and that open acknowledgement can help others feel less alone. Looking ahead, Jill and Derek have not announced any new pregnancy as of the most recent public updates. They continue to raise their 3 boys, visit Isla's resting place, and speak when they feel ready about the reality of carrying both joy and sorrow at the same time. Viewers who have followed Jill's more independent path since leaving the family shows will likely keep watching for whatever she chooses to share next, whether that is further reflection on grief, everyday family life, or simply the quiet strength she has shown in refusing to pretend the loss did not happen. The stillbirth of Isla Marie Dillard remains one of the most personal and painful chapters the couple has made public. From the private discovery that their daughter had died in utero, through the April 2024 announcement, the funeral 6 days later, and the continuing visits and reflections years afterward, Jill and Derek have chosen honesty over silence. They named their daughter, buried her, and continue to speak her name. In doing so, they have reminded many that even a short life leaves a lasting mark. What are your thoughts on this latest Duggar family update? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another Duggar family update.